Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Michelle Goodridge, and I'm the head of User and Access Services at Wilfrid Laurier University. Today, we're talking about developing a staff training resource for ILL in a consortial environment. I'm sure you've all read this, as this was the intro to the session today. So I'm going to go over it just briefly. So Laurier is part of the OCL Consortia, which is one of the largest in Canada. We all use Ex Libris products, which has actually changed how we do ILL and resource sharing going forward. And as part of this, we needed to find a way to gather both consortial level documentation as well as documentation policies, procedures local to our institution. So I'm going to go through some of the lessons learned here. So the existing situation, where did we begin? So previously, ILL was handled at Laurier by one full-time staff member and a 50% of one other staffer's position, and that helped for backfill, illness, and vacation. But if both people were away, then we would not be able to fulfill ILL requests, and that was very challenging. A lot of the documentation related to ILL was handwritten or related to old and outdated systems and processes, which again made it difficult for backfilling. We conducted a staff reorganization, which led to all 10 of our user and access services staff now having ILL duties. And this was because of our migration to ALMA and how we use it for ALMA to ALMA borrowing, and we use it with a lot of our resource sharing partners. And to match consortial language, ILL was rebranded to resource sharing. What we were using to try to gather all of our documents was something called OneNote. So obviously we had SharePoint, we had places where we could put things like in a J drive, like a local drive, but we were pioneering this sort of at the beginning of the pandemic. OneNote was set up to try to capture all of our documentation. However, despite this, usability was pretty poor. It had very slow loading times. The keyword searching wasn't very good, and we had limited abilities to keep the pages tidy and organized. If we had to redo something, we had to make notes in it to say that someone had checked it or not checked it, and it was hard to change the structure that had been put in place. It also became a bit challenging because we had to constantly monitor it and change things as needed, and there wasn't a great way to indicate that we had made updates. We also had, because of our consortial environment, something called spot docs, where people in the ALMA community shared community documents, community information. This was super helpful when we did configuration. It's good to know when people are closed. However, it was not always very practical for staff to refer to because locations have different rules, as well as it was more top-level management and organized by committee or community. So it became, again, challenging for staff to find what they needed in a timely manner. And also we had to get them logins to be able to have access to it. So it's a great resource, but it wasn't really fulfilling our operational needs. So what we did was we went through looking to see what we could do to replace it. We explored lots of different solutions to organize our training material, policies, procedures, consortial notes, and things staff would need on a day-to-day operational basis. We did secure funding for 1-year trial. And after submitting a pretty complex privacy and security application through the university, thanks to Lee, our desk services manager, for taking the lead on that, we were successful. We had 2 team members who kind of took the lead on the information architecture of the site, and our newly formed resource sharing coordinator position provided a lot of that important data, policies, and things that had been, either mentally in their brain and not written down, or things that were written down literally on pen and paper. So we also have policies around weekly communication, updates, and updating information within Confluence. So this is kind of what it looks like now. I'm only showing you the resource sharing section. So staff are able to leave comments on content, and with select staff only having the ability to update and create. This makes sure that we're not deleting anything by accident. All of our policies, procedures live here, as well as, incorporating our consortial level protocols as well. If we have on the go or on demand communication that's necessary, we use our dedicated Teams chat. And our pages are augmented with images and walkthroughs, making it easy for staff to follow along with specific tasks. The keyword searching is augmented by AI to make searching for information easier. The homepage contains lists of updates for staff to review at the beginning of their shifts, as well as we send out daily bulletins to provide anything timely. And Confluence also generates related content automatically. So related pages will appear at the bottom of a page. So I did a search here looking for missing, and I got our missing items procedure, missing items in transit, anything that had that word in it. And if I were to click on one of these pages, I would also see anything that the Confluence AI thinks is related. So it can help you with navigation. It's been really helpful. It's been great for onboarding. It's been really good for keeping things up to date. It's very easy to use. It's easy to embed images. And we really like that we now have access to this platform to kind of keep everything all in one place instead of sending out links to staff being like, oh, you have to check Spot Docs. Oh, this is in the J drive. Oh, this is in, a binder sitting on so-and-so's desk. Everything is now all in one place and very easy to use. I thank you so much for your time. I only had 7 minutes. If you have any comments or questions, please contact me. And I want to give a special thanks to Lee, Marcus, Kristen, and Amy from my team who worked tirelessly to make this project a success. Honestly, without you, we'd be still using OneNote and we'd probably be very frustrated. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.